Right. So the plan for today is to try and build a PHP web app by only being able to use Geeks for Geeks as documentation. I've never used PHP before, so I expect this one to be a fun experiment. And as usual, let's start out by creating a sesh project. And then, we'll have a Nix flake because I'm using NixOS. So PHP experiment. Well, I guess I call it PHP test because we are testing PHP. And let's create a flake, all right, which is just for my OS. Ideally, you would be able to probably sudo apt install PHP, but because I'm using Nix, I have to install it the Nix way. And let's just take one of these, I guess PDF parser, whatever. I want just to copy paste a flake from another project, just so we can move quicker here. And this is gonna be the env shell. And I'm pretty sure in Nix, all we have to do here is just add PHP. So let's see if this thing works. So a shell for my projects, whatever. And let's see if I just do Nix develop, if we are going to be able to run PHP, which I think, everything I know about PHP is that it's used for web, just like JavaScript. So, not really sure. Should be possible to do a backend in PHP, I assume. I think it's used for both backend and frontend in some apps. So yeah, after this thing is gonna download PHP. Let's see if we can run PHP. So it does something. I'm not sure what happened. Let's see PHP version, PHP help. Okay, interesting. So let's try to create a main file and let's see if we can get a hello world. Like that's the first step usually in all my projects. I try to get the hello world, and then my plans for this one are gonna be try to get a hello world message on an HTML page. Then maybe we'll try to get a counter, so it's a simple button. You click on the button and you see a number increasing on that web page. And probably the final boss of this challenge would be to create a to-do app, which let's see if I'll go insane before achieving that goal with PHP. But like who knows? Maybe at the end of this one, I'm gonna be, whoa, why the hate for PHP? I love PHP. It's such a fun language. Who knows? But let's see. So, oh, my bad. And I think, I mean, it's index.php, right? I don't know. Let's see what happens if I run like php index.php. It actually does something. Okay, interesting. So I, right off the bat, I see looks like HTML, and we have an echo command. Okay, interesting. I mean, I know it's a dynamic language and it's interpreted, so yeah. So let's try to follow some tutorials from Geeks for Geeks because that's the main point. And let's see where we can get from here. So there are some useless function here, but let's try. So, the first step, as I said, would be to get a hello world on our index dot, like on a web page, right? That's my first thing. So maybe something for web. Let's just search Geeks for Geeks PHP web. server something. PHP introduction. Okay, so it's just gonna be HTML. And we can just embed PHP code. Oh well, this is gonna be easier than I expected then, I guess. So this is the just for front end. Let's see if I do index.html. And what if we do next develop and we try to run like HTTP server, sure, port 5000. I didn't spell it right, localhost. So it just has the title, but probably in the console, no. Interesting. Install a web server, install PHP, install a database, configure PHP. Interesting. But there's not really good way of finding stuff. Okay. Well, W3 school would be the next step, right? But let's do just Geeks for Geeks. Really, it has only this stuff. Damn, that's bad. PHP tutorial is this one. So array, but I don't see any. PHP function. Date. Ooh, dates. That's something we don't get. PHP string. JSON. I mean, how to receive JSON post with HTTP with the PHP? That's the one that we want. So there's some PHP stuff. Interesting. Wait, let's try. Your first PHP code, but it's weird embedding PHP code. Like, how do I actually? What I mean, how do I? Because it says, this is a basic example of PHP, but then how do I actually run it? I'm pretty sure this is gonna be the hardest step, figuring out how to actually run this stuff, but because we have the page and then in the body we have some, it looks like it's a comment, so it's not even working. It's a piece of crap. Do I have to say like index.php or something? This downloads it, okay. Because it's the other file. It is this file. Okay. to get a pro in PHP, it will take 6 to 12 months. Let's see if we can get it in one day to become a PHP pro. So, okay, array functions. But again, this is just, so if I go into index.php and I copy paste this code, and then I PHP, I just run it, obviously it works. It's not a problem. It's like using Node to run JavaScript code. But my question would be, how can we do backend development in PHP? Like, I don't really care about PHP in the front end. It's not really important. Although we might need it if you click on a button, we want to make some requests to the backend, but that's sadly I don't see any. I mean, yeah, I've heard about this one, but let's see, maybe we can use the help stuff. So PHP run as an interactive shell. So we can run, okay, let's see what happens if we just php-a. Okay, nice. Echo hello. Interesting. So didn't do anything. php.ini file. Interesting. Run with built-in web server. So, but I tried using Python. Wait, did I do localhost 5000? Yeah, I did. Maybe we shouldn't have both index.html and index.php. Let's try to... And no, we didn't like that. Okay, but really, what if we use the PHP one? Does it make a difference? It actually does. Interesting. So it actually it made a difference if I use the... Okay. Interesting. I was expecting the Python, thing it to work as well, but it looks like it didn't. Okay. So then it means that this is how we are supposed to generate HTML code, I guess. You can see it's hello world. Can we maybe... Can we have index.html and have this thing? And then PHP it with that? No. It also didn't. It keeps making it a comment. I don't know, maybe it's because of Brave or something. Okay, so let's keep it simple with index.php, and we'll serve it like this with the PHP thingy. And let's see what else we can do here. So I guess some important ones. It was this one with programming examples. It was pretty decent. File system JSON programs, because JSON is something that we need. But what if basic programs? So comments, I don't care about that. How to echo HTML, maybe that's important. How to get post. Okay, so we figured this one out. If you just echo stuff, oh, sorry, I was gonna sneeze. So if I just echo stuff, oh, we can actually echo HTML. Okay, that's good. And I guess print does the same. Echo and print are the same thing. Interesting. Interesting concept, what can I say? Okay, using so it works to do it like this as well. Okay, and we have for loops, obviously. Ew. Wait, what? So this is a PHP part. Then we have a P. Then we have I saw this thing with equals from here. It looks like it's a print statement. So I assume this thing is used as a string format stuff, right? So we have num here. So it looks like string formatting. Then it's just HTML, another one, and it's not only string formatting, it looks like it's also doing some evaluation of expressions. So maybe this is just eval or something, evaluating stuff. And then printing them as strings. Okay, interesting. Oh, yeah, fine. Okay, so this would let us print something like this. Let's see if it actually works. So if I refresh the page, nice. So yeah, you can see here we define number and then we have a for loop. Let's see if we can actually, so everything that's outside of this PHP marker, it's gonna be seen as HTML. And what's inside this question mark equals, it's evaluated as an expression. So here is being evaluated and converted to HTML. Okay, I mean, kind of makes sense. Let's pretend. So this one was how to echo HTML. I guess, okay, I mean, we already got the first step, printing something on a web page, right? But now this one's interesting. So we have some form which does an action. And I guess the action is post to this process.php. And you know, it's a form, so it's gonna take the name here from the input, the email, and it's gonna create a post request with the name, the email, and here I see it's an array of skills. So you can check them. So you get then an array of skills. You also get a contact, which is a number for some reason. Oh, I guess like phone number. And then the submit button. Okay. So then inside of process.php, okay, so it's file-based routing then, which is interesting. I guess it's because I'm using this PHP -s, which, I mean, again, I thought Python 3 HTTP server is gonna be the same thing, but it looks like it's, oops, it looks like it's not. Okay, interesting. So we can make some PHP file and an HTML file, which is gonna let us post stuff. So let's think if we are gonna have a button. and we want to click it to increment a number from the web page, it should be something like this: post, right? Kind of makes sense. It's probably gonna be like a post with a button and some PHP page. Okay. And here we can take some fields, the array of skills, and then here you see it generates some HTML. And in the HTML, it's gonna be like confirmation, the name, some things, and then we have another PHP block, which is, it's gonna print all the skills. I don't know what dot does, but I guess dot is concatenate. Pretty sure it's gonna be like concat. Okay, interesting. So it makes sense, to be honest. And it looks kind of similar. I've tried one JavaScript framework. I guess it looks similar to Svelte, weirdly enough, which I tried like a long time ago. And that one was combining JavaScript with HTML, but it was a bit nicer looking, honestly. This one is a bit, I mean, I get the point of it, but it's, weirdly enough, I kind of like it. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of, looks kind of useful. Let's see if we can actually make it work though, with my idea of a button that increments, like a button counter, right? That's one of the easiest examples you can do. So how is this button thingy gonna work? So we need, yeah, like the only issue I see with this one is if you make a post or get request to one of these process.php files, and you need to get back the index.html with a new value. I guess if we have a variable and we just increment it by 1, it's gonna be fine. Right. Let's see some other examples. Implement a callback. That's something interesting, maybe. So having functions. That's haven't even thought about it, but yeah, you can have functions. Obviously, you can even have classes. That's yeah, interesting. Date programs. I don't really care about it. Something about strings. Okay, how to receive JSON post now that we are a bit more. Okay, so JSON decode is gonna decode some JSON. We don't need that yet, but we might. Okay, and you access fields with arrow. Okay. Again, don't care about callbacks. All right. So let's see if I'm just gonna copy paste this thing just for now. So if I would say counter is equal to 1, right? And then we just print some oops, we just print some stuff here, and it's gonna be counter, and then we have something like what, the p value, and then I can say maybe something like evaluate, right? And then counter. So this should show us 1. Okay, and if I refresh the page, it's gonna be, I would like to be on the same line, but whatever, that's not important. Let's see if we can add a button. And I mean, at this point, I would say it's like HTML, but let's keep let's keep using. I mean, I know how to do it kind of, but Geeks for Geeks HTML button. I kind of remember how to do the thing with the button, but oh, and if we do on click, can I have just a button post request or something? Type sub. I mean, I don't want to make a form, but at the same time, yeah, sure. Let's just do a form. So I'm just gonna do a form. The action is gonna be index.php, and we are gonna have a post. I mean, I can say slash, right? I think. And in that one, we are just gonna have a single button. Okay, so basically if I click submit, it's gonna, can I see the request being made? Interesting. So it doesn't really show. So it makes a post. Okay. And I guess we don't have something like a difference. Is it a post or a get, right? So if I refresh the page, it does a post. Huh. Let's change this one to get. Let's see what happens if I click. So it changes that one to, wait, what? Still get, but now it's, I mean, the fuck? Anyway, doesn't matter. It's like, why is it a post? But whatever. No, like, why is it a post? Okay, if I refresh the page, it does something. Okay, whatever. Maybe it's because of the browser. It's not about this. So maybe we can have a difference. Is it a post? And if it's a post, we just increment the counter. And if it's a get, we reset it to 1. Now it's kind of scuffed, but because how do we increment it, right? That's the problem. Unless we somehow write it to a file, we read it from a file and do something like that, maybe. I don't know how you can have like persistent data in PHP. Let's see. Maybe we can find something like that. Because in Python, if you would make a server, you would be able to have it in there. But maybe we can just write it to a file or something. I'm curious if it's gonna work. Wait, what? Oh, I guess I forgot about the semicolon. If that's a thing. 27. And I guess inside of Geeks, yeah, okay, interesting. So we could actually write some stuff. Let's change this thing to a 1. Well, I mean, something else we could do is have like a diabolical stuff here. Let's see. So inside of this how to get whatever from the post, maybe we can have like an input that's disabled and it's somehow taken from the counter. And then we just read it from the post, and if it's missing, then we just set it to, so something like this, right? If it's set counter, we take it from the post, otherwise it's 1, right? And if I just refresh the page, it's gonna be 1. And if you click on submit, I would like to somehow send this thing inside of the post. But how can we do that? So if we say just input type number, name counter, and then we have some random thing like value is equal to, can I just counter plus 1 or something? Yeah, but I wouldn't want this one to be visible, right? So can I have visible equals false? No idea if that's something real. Nope. Enabled is equal to false. Does it have to be? I mean, the easiest way is like class name, right? And I set the class name to hidden. But let's do it from the front end first. So if I go to this thing and I element style hidden hidden, right? So something like this. Okay, so it's just style. I just have to add something like this. It's kind of ugly, but it does the job, right? And if I restart the server, it's gonna be again 1, right? So all in all, it actually worked. Interesting. So weirdly enough, it worked. Okay, cannot complain about it. But yeah, obviously, if we want to, we should persist. Like currently, we just send the information every time inside of the post, which is, you know, we could do something like curl x post, let's say localhost 5000, and inside of the body, I think it's, wait, is it -d, and inside of the data we can have something like counter. All right, so it's gonna be like 222, and it's so 1. Wait, what? Is it like wrong? How do I send the, huh? Yeah, maybe I'm not doing it right here, or something weird. But I thought that's some okay JSON. Yeah, I already was trying at some point, I guess. Yeah, so that's decent JSON. I don't know. Let's just pretend it didn't happen. Oh, it's form data. Yeah, okay. So it was form data actually, not inside of the body. Okay, anyway, so at least we have an idea now of how we could make, let's say, a to-do app. Let's say a to-do app. I guess for a to-do app, you know, we cannot do it like this. We have to read it from a file probably. So we might be able to use JSON decode. We can store the tasks as JSON and read them from a file. So let's just copy paste this stuff, and let's do something like open a file, name the to-dos, and let's store them in JSON format, and it's gonna be read, right? So, and it's a weird, it should be file, right? and we fread, I assume. I don't, well, we don't know if it's fread, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be fread. We try to read from the file, and let's say this is gonna be data file. So we get some data from that file, right? And here we have this function called JSON decode. And let's maybe say tasks, or maybe to-dos, is JSON decode of this data. And let's just echo the to-dos, just like that. And for now, we could just delete everything from here. We don't need it anymore. So we restarted the thing. Let's have a to-dos.json and let's leave it empty. Let's see what happens if I just fread expects 2 arguments. Okay, maybe we have something in the programs. How to write, how to delete, how to read file, how to read a file. Come on, how to read. Oof, that's crazy. Okay, maybe in checking if a file exists, we have a read. We don't. Come on, how do you show how to write a file, but we don't see how you read a file? That's insane. Okay. Oh, you know what? PHP, I have an idea. Read function. Let's just go to that. Nice. Oh, length. Oh. Wait, what the fuck? This is worse than JavaScript. Yeah, okay. That's exactly what I wanted to see. So we read file size. Let's just have something like file name is to-dos.json. So we don't have magic strings. Okay, anyway, so we read the to-dos. Let's see if we have. Okay, I mean, to-dos. Let's have an empty array. To-do app. Now, if we manage to. Oh, array to string conversion. Well, I mean, at least it worked. So how do we show? Okay, so that's how we show. Yeah, this is how we show an array in PHP. So we're gonna have here to-dos, right? And then for each to-do, we are gonna display the to-do. Okay, so this is probably gonna say no to-do has been added, and skills to-dos. No to-dos has been added, whatever. So that's how we are gonna show our list of to-dos, but you know, I don't really like it. I would like to see them as maybe each one of them should be a P. So let's do just something like this to be able to show the to-do. And we are gonna have p tag for each to-do. What? Oh yeah, I have to do some crazy stuff like this. Oh yeah. Wait, what? Wasn't this how you do? Unexpected token on line 20. Oh, it's without, yeah, okay. No to-do has been added, and if we just go to the to-dos and say something like to-do, it's gonna show the to-do. Now, obviously, I want maybe something like name. Let's see if it's gonna complain about it. Yeah. So again, what did we see in one of these JSON functions is we can use arrow to take a field from the JSON. Nice. Show a list of to-dos. And maybe we'll have a done. It's gonna be false initially. So show list of to-dos is our first to-do. Obviously, I would like to maybe have an ordered list or something. So UL, and then each of these things is gonna be a list item. In fact, show list of to-dos. And yeah, you know, we'll think about checkboxes and stuff like that, but for now it's fine. So this is how our to-do app is gonna look like. It's gonna show like this list of to-dos, and we need a form at this point. Let's see if we can just try to copy paste one of these things, like this form, below our list of to-dos. And this one is interesting. This one is interesting. I want to say that, you know, it's gonna be still index.php. To do is gonna be a label, it's gonna be a text, and the name is gonna be to do. I guess it's name, but whatever. It's gonna be name. And we don't need anything else. If I'm being honest, it's gonna be not done by default. So now if we just take a look at this thing, we'll see a to do, and we'll be able to add a to do here. And the point is we want to show it in the list right there. Okay, so how are we gonna do that? Well, here we are reading some stuff. You know, it's pretty weird, PHP, or at least my understanding right now of PHP, right? Because what's gonna happen now, we are gonna make a post request to the same file. So this thing is gonna be executed again, but now at least we can get some information from the post. So I'm gonna go here, and we want the name. right, from the post. And we can actually check with this is set thing. So if, not sure how I use if statements in this trash language. And then we need to write, so if statements, come on, if, okay, whatever. Well, I haven't seen, okay, whatever. We'll figure out if it's like parentheses or not. Let's just add parentheses. So if the name is set, right, we want to append. So let's see if we have some array programs. How to append one. Okay, how to append one array to another, it's already too far. How to insert a new item in an array. Array splice. Honestly, I just want to append something. So we have array merge. Okay, so if I'm honest, I'm gonna use array merge, right? So let's do something like to do's is gonna be equal to array merge of to do's. Okay, and then we create a new array by doing something like name is gonna be the name and done is gonna be false. Right, so that's how we are gonna add new to-dos. Now the thing that's gonna happen, so if I unexpected token on line 11, the fuck? Expecting, oh, how do I make, okay. How do I instantiate some JSON? That's a good, I was writing stuff in JavaScript. Maybe it's gonna be in the JSON, how to generate JSON file. That's gonna be important, but right now, how do I just do some JSON? Okay, let's take a look. So here it's like array, JSON encode, obviously, but how do I std? Okay, nice. So let's say new to do is gonna be new std class, and we can just add things on. I would go insane if I had to, like, my middle finger would die from pressing $sign this much. It's crazy. Okay, whatever. So this is how we are gonna say that we have this new to do. Okay, so if I do a new to do, it's gonna add it, right? Now here's the problem. If I do another one, where is my previous to do, right? Well, we didn't write it to the file, so we didn't persist the data. What do we have to do now after this if statement is to save is to just generate the JSON, right? So it's this part right here. So I just have to my JSON, I guess here, let's say to-dos, str to-dos or something, and then we just file put contents. File put contents, and here it's the file. And if I'm being honest, I'm just gonna replace that. So at this point, if, oh, file put contents. The fuck? File name is a string. Oh, file name. So, oh, I already have an ugly to do here, right? So let's just save that. Let's go back to the page, add a new to do. And now if I say, I don't know, delete a to do, right? It adds all of these to dos and they are going to be stored in a JSON format. Okay, interesting. Now, yeah, how can we delete a to do? That's a good point. Well, so if we get name in the post request, we know it's this one which creates a to do, right? So create a to do, right? It's the case. If you imagine, like, you can imagine we have a router and here we have like a path which takes the name and creates this thing. Now what about if we have a delete request, right? Somehow, and maybe the delete request is gonna be the index of the to-do item that we want to delete. And let's say I don't know, we'll have a button here, and if you click that button, it deletes. It does a delete request. Okay, so let's try to see. But I mean, it's gonna be a post because I don't know how to do something else. So let's just copy paste this thing. Let's say delete. So if we have a delete, we are supposed to get the index, right? And there was some functions for arrays. I'm pretty sure I saw something like delete, how to delete an element. I guess I was expecting array splice to be the solution because that's how I saw it working. So delete element associated with key B. Okay. So from the other, when I got here, it says starting point and range. And I guess range is how many items. Okay, so pretty much that's the idea. So we do array splice from index, and the array is to dos, and I guess we just reset to dos, and yeah, we just write it. So now how do we make this post request? That's the question. So delete a to do. We should be able to say here delete maybe one, and if I just go back here, Yeah. Okay. No, maybe I have to say index.php. Still don't want to give me the date. Okay, whatever. But yeah, that's the thing that I see this trash site is missing. How do you make a button with a request? It's that would be pretty good. Because I don't want to make another, like, imagine, actually we could have a form for deleting and you just put the index of which one you want to delete. That would be the easiest way to do it, but would be nicer if you had a button that does the delete. Post is an array of variable names. Okay, whatever. How can we, I mean, I know how to put a button, obviously. It's oh, and also how do you get, so in for each, can I iterate, can I enumerate basically? To count, how to insert, how to sort, how to, okay, I guess, let's add, yeah, sure. I mean, let's just do another form. I mean, this is what it is. Delete type number, and the name is gonna be delete. Let's see. So if I just say delete one, oh, wait, did I not understand correctly what this does? Does it have to be 0? Delete a to-do. Create a new to-do. So if I say 1, it deletes everything. The oh, maybe index plus 1? Wait, what does array splice do? Delete element associated. Wait, let's see again. So range. Start point is a start point. And this parameter refers to the range or limit point. Okay, whatever, let's try again. So create a new to do, delete a to do, create another to do, and I put index 1. Wait, it did, Jesus. Okay, let's try to delete an element in another way, because what the fuck is this shit? Unset. Okay, let's use unset. Unset, and we just give it like to do's at index. I mean, come on, that was just weird. Create a to do, delete another to do. So if I give it index 1, nice. If I give it index 2, there's no index 2. If I give it index 0, Jesus. Okay. Again, how do we delete an item? Array filter. Dude, how what the fuck is array splice? Like, why is it so deleting element and index 1? Declaring indexed array. But what I don't get, why array splice doesn't work. Like, why is it so dumbass? Okay, array splice. Again, let's see. So the array, the parameter refers to the original array we want to operate upon. This is the starting position where the elements need to be removed. And this is the range or limit point up to which the removed. What if it's inclusive or something like that? Create a to do. So if I say 1, it deletes every. Oh my god, what? Am I stupid or something? Array splice. So the first array, the returned array, a ram, Luxman. Wait, it does the exact opposite thing I was it like the returned array. Oh my fucking god. Right, this is insane. I really don't get how array splice works. What the fuck? It looks like this 1 and 4 is which elements to keep, not which elements to delete. And then I don't really get what the fuck this. Wait. Oh my god. So array splice is an in-place operation. So if I do array splice like this, let's see if that works. Create a to-do, remove a to-do. So if I give it index 1, Oh, it's a fucking in place operation. Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. So it was returning what it deletes, and that's why I was like, why does it give me the items that I delete? Anyway, okay, fair enough. And let's say complete a to-do. Now I know it's the worst to-do app, but it's a to-do app nonetheless. So what I'm gonna do here is we are gonna do to-dos at index, and we are gonna set done to true. And maybe here we can do something like let's say we put that one there and we do some PHP. And can we have if to do done? We can add some stuff. Like for instance, oh, wait, what? Oh, I forgot to also add and even when you want to finish a task, it's gonna be just okay. So create a to-do and complete a to-do, and let's give it index 2, and it's gonna say done. Well, I mean, I wanted to have like a checkbox, but that's fine. So we actually have a to-do app. Oh my god. No, I mean this slang. I mean, I get why people hate it. God damn, it sucks. So if we delete this one and we finish this one, we actually have a to-do app. I mean, I think it would be easier to make a to-do app in C, honestly. We can even try that. We can have a part 2 where we try to build a to-do app in C. And we can try to make use of my I forgot how I called it. It was something like http.h, I think. It's like a REST API, kind of simulates a REST API. Yeah, I think it would be a good comparison. You know, like using, even though PHP, you know, should be easier, I want to make a point that it's easier to implement something in a language you know how to use. Maybe that's a good point. But yeah, you know, we actually did something. I mean, I don't remember, but that's just, you know, on my end. I don't remember how to do buttons with actions, or at least I don't want to add JavaScript in the code because I should have this button. Imagine I had a button here, right, instead of this ugly. But yeah, you know, like in a weird way, maybe it's nice that you have everything in one file, but having routes like a router would be much nicer. But you know, I mean, in the end, routers are basically this. You just check the path of the request, and if it's create, you would go here. If it's delete, you would go here, and so on. But kind of the same thing. But yeah, I mean, complete the task, and then you have to do, I mean, yeah. Okay, what the fuck happened? I was like, okay, it works, but then why did it go here? I clicked on delete. Oh, I think I clicked on done, but I didn't have anything there. Okay. Yeah, sure. So it, ooh, delete 0 doesn't work. Okay, I mean, is it really +1? I don't know. Let's just check if it's +1. So if I try to delete 0, okay, it works. So create item, create time, create item, and let's say it's done. We made a mistake in the first one. Let's delete it. Nice. So yeah, we have a really dumbass PHP to-do app. Now I can add PHP on my resume. I'm a PHP developer. What can I say? Now that I am a PHP developer, I can hate on the language, and I'm justified to do that. But what do I think about Geeks for Geeks? What a joke, dude! Come on. It was. I mean, I'm pretty sure the PHP documentation is much better. Like it's a bit unfair that I did this challenge and then hate on PHP because, like, sure, I got some examples which were good. Like, don't get me wrong, this one was really good. Like, it really made me understand a lot of stuff, how it works. But I mean, the language is so simple. I'm pretty sure the documentation would have been much better. And yeah, 100 lines of code. So yeah, I mean, that was my idea for today, trying to build this to-do app without any knowledge about PHP and just being able to use Geeks for Geeks. Now again, the next step would be probably W3 schools. Oh wait, it's the same thing. What the actual fuck? Is it really the same thing? No, it's not. Okay. But yeah. Oh, it has more stuff. PHP server. Wait, I have to pay? What the fuck happened to W3 schools? Okay, whatever. Geeks for Geeks confirmed better than W3 schools. So yeah, I mean, I don't know why it was like, it's weird. Why is it paid? Anyway, yeah, I guess that would be no everything I wanted to achieve for today. I'm a bit surprised that we actually managed to do it in such a short time. I was expecting it to take 3 hours at least. But yeah, we are able to create to-dos, save them into a file. Would be cooler if we were able to use a database, but let's keep it simple. We are able to delete to-dos even though it's just from a text box, and we are also able to set to-dos to done, right? And all of that is reflected in this to-dos.json file. So I think it's a pretty good result. Well, maybe some tweaks here is like checking if the file exists. So maybe we had something like that to check if a file exists, and I was like, why do we have this? But right, so we can check if the file exists. If the file exists, then we do that. Otherwise, we just set to-dos to an empty array, right? We can do that. So, and it looks like it still works, right? And if I just remove the to-dos and I just go to this page, it's gonna say no to-do has been added. Then we create a to-do and we have the to-do here. We can complete it. So yeah, I think it's a decent first time PHP code writing. And now it's 100 lines of code. So yeah, I mean, a to-do app in less than 100 lines of code. What can I say? Yeah, no, I mean, I won't use PHP again. So yeah, I mean, thank you for joining. And if you want to see other stuff like this, or, maybe some more serious C development, consider subscribing. It's free. You can always unsub if you want, but I really appreciate all the subs. So yeah, it's yeah, I mean, let's try to see what other projects we can come up with in the next one. So see you.